Hello?
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
This is me. I don't really know what to say about this picture, but this is me.
How do you feel when you look at it?
I don't really know. Well, it's kind of like don't judge a book by its cover,
Yeah.
really. I might have a little bit of a smirk on my face, but probably at that time of that photo, I probably
Didn't know what you're in for.
didn't know what I was in for. Yeah,
That was the start, wasn't it?
that was the start. And if I think correctly, or remember correctly, I should say, that was just a test shot. I didn't actually get a reshoot, so
I didn't need to.
just checking.
Tell me about this photo, what it means to you.
So this photo represents to me probably freedom, the light at the end of the tunnel. Being able to be me again. I didn't really dance for 5 years, so to dance at my favourite place with a beautiful sunset kind of felt like a new beginning, and the start of my life again, I guess.
Thank you. So when you look at this photo, how do you feel?
Probably
Your eyes pop.
yeah, I like my eyes in that picture. Even though it kind of looks like I'm on a bodyboard dead. I actually love the sparkle in my eyes. It was a hard picture to take, but it has so much meaning at the same time.
Yep.
Like the red handprints, representing the blood on his hands, and it's not okay to put your hands on another person for whatever reason. And I think, like with domestic violence, it's not spoken about enough, and that's not okay.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's also empowering at the same time, like empowering on myself to be able to be strong enough to relive probably one of the most horrific nights of my life. Kind of makes me feel strong and courageous, and to be able to tell my story is been somewhat therapeutic.
Do you look at that picture and think, are you the same person you are today as you were the day that was taken?
No, I'm not the same person. When that picture was being taken, I was trying to be this big, strong warrior for my children, to show that what he did to me didn't bother me as such, but actually deep down I was probably more affected by it than I actually realised. And doing these photos and this process like actually brought out healing and being able to heal, and to try and actually put that part of my life behind me and work past that trauma of what happened and all the mental and physical abuse. So I think now I'm stronger than what I was in this picture.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
Yeah, just like even though his handprints are around my throat, I kind of feel like that's my release. Those handprints broke me free
Yeah.
from what probably could have been years more of torture if I didn't get help. Like, yeah, they actually broke the cycle of domestic violence that night.
Yeah.
And as Annika said, you know, the sparkle in my eye represents those two becoming detached, and that doesn't define me. The sparkle in my eye does. Like,
And you know there's like hope and he hasn't broken you completely.
yeah. Like, this might be my story, but it's also my release.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I said that in my story that I wrote for this. You know, I'm a survivor, and actually this picture represents me surviving that shit.
Mm. So this image has had a lot of controversial discussion, and it's been removed once from an exhibition. How do you feel when you see this?
I think this is probably one of the most powerful pictures I've seen and what I've done in the whole exhibition. You know, that was probably one of, along with that one, probably one of the hardest pictures I've had to ever take. You know, my beautiful son volunteered his hands and wasn't happy about it, but you know, he was probably the only one I would ever feel comfortable putting hands even near that area. The controversy around it really pissed me off. You know, like, this is a story of domestic violence and about how I felt suffocated and I felt like I was drowning, and to have it portrayed as something that it wasn't, you know, really upset me. And you know, I was upset, you know, that they said it was like suicidal and stuff like that, but they actually didn't take the time to look into it, to read what it was actually about. You know, I think that's why people were so narrow-minded and shallow when it comes to not just domestic violence, but to transgender, to anxiety, to amputees, to Asperger's, like, and everything in between. Like, people actually don't realise the damage that they do to people when they gossip or they say mean stuff, or oh, she'll be right, she'll get over it, oh, just relax, you know. It's not as easy to just relax and get over it. You know, 5 years I lived with this shit. Maybe not physically for 5 years, but mentally. And you know what? I think sometimes the name calling hurts more than the actual physical contact, the actual punches, you know, being mentally worn down, you know, has probably taken more of a toll on me than the actual physical. You know, I suffer from PTSD and anxiety and depression, and I don't sleep at night, you know, and that's all down to mental abuse and physical abuse. But people tell me to relax and get over it. I mean, you can't just relax and get over it when you're fearful from your life. And you know, this is my release, and this has been like my healing. You know, it took so much courage to even do something like this, for people to come and see, but they actually don't get the full, even though they've got a story and everything, they don't get the full picture. You know, people say, oh, like, maybe for Annika, like, take a pill, get over it. It's not as easy as taking a pill, you know. You know, like Shauna, you know, calling her names because she decided that she would rather be a woman. You know, who gives a flying fuck what anybody wants to do with their life? It is their life. You know, and domestic violence is probably something you don't hear much about, and there's probably someone in the family that you know or friends. Get them help before it's like too late for them mentally or physically. And tell people it's not okay to put people down. Stand up for people if you see it. And be kind. This is another dancing to freedom type thing. Just saucy little minx at the end there. Right, that's who I am. You know, I'm the fun, happy joker, kind, caring person. And even though all that shit's happened, this is who I am. And this is who I am going to become again.
So how did you find working with me on this project?
Really good. Like, it was therapeutic. I think I've said it a million times, it was my release. It was like therapy, you know, just the different stages, different photo shoots, the laughing, the crying, the joking, just, it was good. Like, and having input into my photos, you know, seeing them up on the wall as being like a surreal type experience, really. And it's like seeing people watch the movie of my story and me reenacting probably one of the hardest nights of my life, and seeing people come out after watching it and the impact that it's had on them, and like being emotional, and you know, saying how I'm strong and how I'm courageous. And it's not about being strong or courageous. It was about, for me and for you, being able to get the awareness out there for domestic violence, and being able to, you know, if it can help one person, then our job's done.
Mm. Yeah. And with your film, you know, it's difficult to listen to now.
Yeah, there's certain bits in there that trigger, especially around my daughter. But it's also, it's also powerful, you know. I keep saying, if it helps one person that's dealing with domestic violence, then this was all worth it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome.